Greetings. Y'all, let me just tell you, let me just be very transparent. I don't know if this is going to come out in the reading or not. Let me back up. Lord have mercy. The retrograde is not even here yet, and I'm telling you, I am feeling some energy that is like, for those of you that don't know me, I am enhanced holistically tarot and life advice. I'm having to slow myself down because I felt like this rush of I don't want to call it anxiety, but that's what I can equate it to. I don't know who is listening or who will be tuning in, but very well possibly you are feeling some anxiety or some anxiousness, as if things are not moving as fast as you would like. I can tell you now that we are going into the Mercury retrograde as of March 6th. And I want to aim to prepare us off. I believe Spirit is aiming to prepare us all for this retrograde because a lot of things happen. We already know that the electronics are affected. Sometimes communication is affected. And we want to make sure that we are truly, truly, truly preparing ourselves for that. For those of you that follow the cosmic energy, when we have new moons and full moons, they bring about a different type of energy. The last moon we had was the big snow moon. It was the biggest moon that we've had, one of the biggest moons, I should say. Just giving a little bit of advice, and I'm also preaching to myself as well, is to be very patient with yourself, be very patient with others. This retrograde, as I remember it last year when I finally started really paying attention to the energies and the planetarian shifts, that they really, really, really cause you to feel some type of way in your emotions, maybe even in your actions. It might affect some decisions that you might make, and anyone that you talk to, they'll say, don't make any major decisions around retrograde. Do what you got to do, but just make sure that you understand where you are in the process. Be very, very patient with yourself. You are going to have to, is what I'm feeling is we're going to have to be very strategic, very strategic in our movement, very, very much patient with others, because we'll find ourselves snapping off. We'll find ourselves not, and we don't want to do that because that's not the right energy we want to project anyway. So for those of you that are just tuning in for the first time, my name is Tamika. I do these readings and I give life advice as it relates to what I see, what I feel Spirit is allowing me to portray to all of us. And I say us because all of us are in the shift together. All of us are in it together. So as I'm talking to you, I'm also talking to myself. Let me just see if I can lower this shine off my forehead just a little bit. Maybe that's a little better. So be very patient with ourselves and be very patient with others, because this is the type of planetary shift that brings about new things once we get through it. It brings about cycles ending and completing. We're always in a cycle. Women have cycles. The moon goes through cycles. We go through cycles and seasons. So we're either, as the old people say, we're either going into something or coming out of something. Whatever the case may be, we want to maintain our level of balance and groundedness. We want to make sure that we're not making any abrupt or haste decisions, that we are really taking our time in this season and thinking things through. As it relates to where you are in the process, everyone is in a different process. For those of you that's just tuning in, I don't read for any specific sign. I'm just really portraying the feelings in the what I feel Spirit is relaying to us. Again, this is very general. It's not for any type of astrological sign. It's not for any type of month. Today is February 28th, the last day of February before we go into March, and also the springtime. So we have been through a lot through the winter. I don't know what climate all of you are in, but we've been through a tumultuous, well, I ain't gonna say tumultuous, it hasn't been as bad. My first winter here in Ohio was much worse. But this winter it's been pretty okay. I mean, I'm tired of the snow. We're about to move to Atlanta in the summer, and for good damn reason. But just be patient. I felt like, case in point, y'all, and I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible, so I won't get interrupted. I tried to order me some food on DoorDash, and I never use DoorDash. Usually, I'll just sacrifice and just go out and get it. But today, I'm just feeling like I just want to relax. Like, I've been feeling that way for the past week. I'm always going when I am going, and I just wanted to relax. And I feel like that's what Spirit is telling us to do. We need to, in the month of March, we're going to really need to relax so that we can be energetic or be energized for what's to come, so that we can make sound and balanced decisions. And so that's what I'm feeling to share with you all. As I was trying to even get my computer together, I was just like, man, what is going on? So I had to realize, I had to stop and take a deep breath. I lit some sage, I lit some incense, just cleansed with some Florida water, and I just had to say, you know what? You know what this is. When you're expecting something, you pretty much are able to react to it in a different way. And so that's what I'm hoping that all of us kind of glean from the message that Spirit is giving us this morning or this afternoon. That tells you what time I got up. I rested. And another thing, I feel as though, like I said, we may need to go. Some of you might be led to go on a fast. Some of you might be led to not a full fast, not as extreme as a water fast or absolute nothing fast, but you might want to cut some things out, just so, because your mind is going to probably already be foggy. So you might want to reduce some of your carbs and some of your sugars, so that you can remain grounded and not have those abrupt mood swings. Granted, when you go on any type of fast, or when you are allowing yourself to withhold from certain things, you may have a little bit of an attitude, and we all know that. But just know that it's all going to be for the good for you, okay? So let's go ahead and see what the Law of Attraction card is this morning. I am going to do a different spread than I usually do. Hold on, I'm sorry. I ordered some food. I'm telling you, technology is a beast. I'm sitting here. I just ordered some food. That's why I'm going to try to get through this reading, because I don't want to be interrupted. And the people just text me, what kind of Izzy's you want? And I'm like, what hell, do you got Blackberry? And I said, if not, we could do one of each. Thanks. So, speaking of relaxation, speaking of fasting, speaking of preparing your mind, your body, your soul, and the spirit, guess what came out, y'all? Relax. Can y'all see that? Hopefully the glare. Relax. I choose to relax and not to fill my mind with worry, as it creates stress. And that is precisely what I just finished talking about, is that we are going to have to create an atmosphere of relaxation in the month of March. As I said, I'm not reading for any particular month, but as I know the retrograde is coming about, I feel the need to kind of just reference it, because it does bring about a type of energy that if you're not prepared for what it is, you could be in some real shit. So most of the time, things like people coming back into your life that maybe haven't talked to you in a long time, things like you're reminiscing about old memories, old relationships, old tasks, old topics. They could be good or bad, but of course, if we're going to reminisce, hopefully we're reminiscing about the good stuff. And if you happen to reminisce about the things that weren't so good, the challenges that we might have had, hopefully you're reminiscing to the point of it being some type of lesson. Look at the lessons learned in a situation, or even look at how much you have grown in a situation. So let's try to stay really connected, really connected to what it is that we know we're up against. Like I said, when you are prepared for something, it doesn't take you by surprise as much. even though you still might feel it. When you feel like you're rushing, or when you have an anxiousness or a great anticipation about something, you know, you could tell yourself, take a step back, and allow yourself to regroup, knowing what this energy is that's surfacing right now. You might need some extra sleep, okay? You might need to exercise, yes, to keep that energy moving throughout, making sure that your chakras are aligned, and that you are aligned with spirit and able to hear your guardian angels, your ancestors, whoever it is that you believe as being your higher self. But all we want to do is, we don't want to create any kind of strife or conflict in this month, even though it may come. You are in charge of yourself, so you have the ability to react a certain way, and you don't have to react in a way that's going to be detrimental or damaging. Okay, so I've already set the atmosphere, but I'm just gonna talk to spirit guide, angels, ancestors, divine white light. Thank you right now for being among us, in the midst of us. Thank you for the messages that come out on today to prepare us for our highest good on February 28, 2019. Thank you now for me being a vessel. Okay, so we have tolerance here. And it reads, you appreciate other points of view because you sense the love in everyone. But outside of tolerance, like I said, tolerance and patience go hand in hand to me. So you have to be a little bit more tolerant, a little bit more patient, maybe than you normally would with people. Like I said, if you're commuting in these next coming weeks, make sure that you prepare, give yourself extra time in everything that you do. I'm telling you, this is truly what I'm feeling right now to relate to you. Make sure that you give yourself time. Too many cards. Too many cards. Give yourself time for a commute. Don't get in the road rage. This is what Spirit told me here personally, and this might be applicable to some of you out there. Spirit told me that there will be some confusion in the atmosphere as it relates to maybe, possibly, people in my family. But when it comes, when the disagreement, confusion, and it's going to be over something so damn minute, it's ridiculous. But Spirit has already coached me. Don't be defensive. Don't be, pretty much give them some grace, because you already know what's going on. You already know what to expect. There is going to be some upset. There is going to be some conflict. But make sure that you are in charge of you. In charge of you staying grounded. In charge of what it is you need to do. Not to go off on a tangent. Because, you know, during this time, or any time, there could be some damaging, long-lasting hurt if you react the wrong way. So be forewarned. Spirit is telling us now, you are going to experience a little bit of conflict, a little bit of pushback for no reason. It seems like no reason at all. Don't be defensive. You know, just be like, this is going to be the season where I personally going to be like, you know what, if that's the way you feel, that's the way you feel. Seriously. That's what it's going to be for me, because I already know what I'm up against. I am really in the midst of a transition all the way around. My family life, my move, my career. I'm in the midst of a transition, and I am waiting on some very important answers. I am meditating. I'm about to start a fast here soon. And what I was saying about fasting is, you don't have to go on an absolute fast unless you're led to. Make sure you're preparing your body the right way. You might have to cut out some carbs and some sweets, just so that you can remain centered and grounded, and you can have clarity. So Archangel Michael says, believe and trust. Let me just show you the cards. I know you can't see my table. Before going to sleep tonight, say, Archangel Michael, please enter my dreams and replace fear with faith and trust. Let me be filled with strength, courage, and confidence. Believe and trust. Many of us are waiting on answers to something. It could be anything. We're waiting on some answers in order to know what our next move is. And we may be feeling a little anxious about it. But I'm here to tell you, just as much as possible, try to just relax in the flow. Be in the receptive mode. Don't be too hasteful to make any decisions that are going to be long lasting. Um, be careful with your partnerships towards others. We hear all the time during retrogrades, don't enter into any contracts if you can help it. But some of you might have to. You may have to. So do what you got to do, but just be extra cautious. Read through everything thoroughly. Get some expert advice, whatever the case may be, so that you can be very well prepared for what's to come, so that you won't make any going to be detrimental to you in the long run. And I shouldn't say detrimental, because if you are doing the work, as we say, if you are remaining in your highest vibration, everything you do is going to work out for your highest good. But we want to make sure that we're not going the long way around. We're not going way down the road just to get next door, so to speak. So I'm going to do a different spread today. Normally I do the Celtic cross, but I'm going to do a seven card horseshoe spread. And the first one that came out was released, and this is in the past position. And it says the end of a cycle, spiritual transformation, time to move on. As I said, I'm in a transition myself. I'm in a way of trying to make some decisions that are going to be effective to me and my family. Trying to prioritize also, and trying to see what it is that I need to take action on and what it is that I need to allow spirit to manifest for me. Like, it's a thin line. Like, sometimes things won't go the extra 2 and 3 and 4 steps until you make the first step about something, whatever it may be. So now, if you see me looking over, it's because maybe my boyfriend's walking in. In your present circumstance here, we have the World card. Okay, so job well done, being content, congratulating yourself. Okay, and many of us are just so hard on ourselves. We need to search, especially in this month. Always, I shouldn't even just pinpoint to this month, but always we need to have a heart of gratitude. Things could be going so much worse, as the old people say. Get out of saying things that bring about negativity, lack, voids, anything low vibrating. Be very careful with your throat chakra this month. And these next coming weeks, because as spring is approaching, that is symbolic of new things transpiring, things that you might have been planting and working on and researching very well might be coming out. Wow, there's a lot of major arcanas coming out today. Very well might be coming out. So in the upcoming influence is the moon. Okay, and when we have the moon card, normally this is our time to really go into our shadow side. It talks about important psychic insights. It talks about events behind the scenes. It talks about releasing fears that hold you back. Another thing I want to add to that is that when I talked about you sowing seed and springtime coming about and you seeing the harvest of everything that you sown, a lot of you have been waiting a long time for something to manifest, and it seems like you're getting a little bit anxiety, having a little bit of anxiety about it. And like I said, just know that the universe is always working things out for our good. I know that seems like a cliche, but it's truly real, because sometimes we only have just a tunnel vision of what's to come. But spirit, the universe, our ancestors, they always have the broader view and perspective. With the psychic insights, look for a lot of synchronicity. I've been seeing a lot of 12s, a lot of 1s, whether it be 111, 1212. I see 1010 sometimes. So I've been seeing a lot of synchronicities, and that's your angels letting you know you're on the right path. And it doesn't mean like you even have to look for it. You can just happen to look at the clock and see 1111 or 111 or 1010, 1212, 112. Any of those combinations of numbers that you see frequently, it is your spirit letting you know that you're on the right path. Or maybe it's your spirit telling you to, hey, stop and take some time. Take a beat. Take a time to take a deep breath and know that I got you. Okay? And then the next position is the best course of action. Okay? What is the best course of action, Spirit, that we can have to look forward to in the next coming weeks? What is the flow that we are in now? Be very simplistic this month. Don't do anything complex. Be very simple. Very simple. make minimal moves, if that makes sense. I know that in one it says the time to move on. This time to move on in the past position, which you probably already done that, is moving on from things that no longer serve us. Okay, the end of that difficult cycle. Wow. Okay, so best course of action is the Lover's card. This could be dealing with family, friends. It could be dealing with a love mate, a partnership. But it talks about good health. Carefully weigh your decisions. Okay, like I said, in this period in time, you want to make sure that you're looking at all of the angles, all of the perspectives of a situation, and try your best not to make any decision abruptly. I feel that very strongly to say that. You will know, you'll look for the signs to let you know when to get the go ahead about something. And you'll also know if you're feeling too anxious about something and it's bringing you anxiety. Anxiety is not a positive vibration. So you want to make sure that you are really taking a step back and looking at the totality of the situation. The attitudes of others. What is that like right now? What is the attitudes of others in our environment? Family, friends, co-workers. What is the attitude of others right now? We're going to clarify this with another deck. Okay. Be very easygoing. Go with the ebb and flow. I used to wonder why my friends used to say that all the time. Going with the ebb and flow. I'm like, I'm trying to go with the flow. I think I am. You'll know you're not going with the flow when you start feeling this heart-pounding feeling. This feeling of, I got to do something right now. Things are not going fast enough. Take a deep breath. Go slow. Be simple about be very analytical. Look at all the angles this month in the weeks to come. Because the manifestation is coming. Spring is springing forward. Some of you might be having pain in your hips, going down your legs. Too many cards. I know I have been experiencing that, and I feel like it's energy trying to shift itself. You know, our solar plexus, our root chakra. You have to start from that first. You have to start from the ground up, okay? Solar plexus, our root chakra, and this is, you gotta forgive my tapestry. It kept falling off the other way. I had to turn sideways. But those of you that know that you have your root chakra first, okay? Then you have your solar plexus. All right, and so on and so forth. Your solar plexus is where your confidence, okay, comes from. Your creativity, your sexual energy comes from. All right, the next card we got is the Three of Water. This is actually within with the others, the attitude of others. Okay, there is a celebration. There is maybe friends or family helping you in a situation that you're going through that is a difficult situation. It also brings about acknowledgement, a birth announcement, maybe a wedding, a graduation. Be very light. The need to have more fun. You might want to go out with your friends a lot more this time around. Keep things very light. At times you might want to just rest, and at times you want to just do something fun. So you want to be very light. Don't totally shut yourself in, but when you need to just regroup, do so. I do not like that sound. Ugh! The people are here with my food. Listen, y'all, I'm going to stop this video, and then I'm going to resume it here. So this might be a two-part video. Okay, guys, I'm back. I apologize. So, hopefully I won't have to make this into a two-part. I can just add this clip. I'm not very skilled at editing yet. But I had to go get my door. Okay, so where did we leave off at? I think let me just revisit the influence of others right now. The environment is others, the Three of Cups or the Three of Water, which I was saying that you may need to just be very light and spend time with family, friends, doing things that bring you joy, because there's going to be enough of heightened energy. You want to make sure that you're just being very light. And the possible obstacles is the Knight of Fire. And to me, that lets me know that, or it signals to me that if you're not careful, you may take immediate action to something that is not needed right now. This is not the time in these next coming weeks to be impulsive about anything. And so that fast moving energy could very well bring about something that makes you feel like you got to make a decision right then and there. But I'm here to tell you that you want to be aware of that. You want to be cognizant of doing that because of just the energetic shift that we're in right now. So don't be in any haste. It does talk about sudden events that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. Okay, that is what the Knight of Fire or the Knight of Wands is telling us to do. All right. Okay, so now the final outcome. I'm looking at the layout because this is an unfamiliar layout, but I have done it a couple times and I really like it. It's very simplistic, and I'm being simple, like I said, being very simple this month. I might go back to the Celtic cross, but I might not. The High Priestess. I love it. Very intuitive being, very majestic, very much going with your intuition, going within, having patience, consider carefully what you want before acting. That's exactly what we've been talking about, okay? What to come in these next coming weeks is just that. Very good spread here. Everything that I started off talking about, I'm glad that it's resonating with the rest of the reading. We talked about the relaxation that needs to take place, relaxing your mind, de-stressing, not being hasteful about anything, having tolerance and patience with yourself, and then believing and trusting that everything that you're not acting on in this time, if you're not led to, will turn out the way that it's supposed to turn out. Very good spread here. It almost needs no type of clarification whatsoever. But we're just going to go back over. Let's use the Gilded Tarot to kind of go over, okay, and clarify. But everything here talks about going, time is of the essence, but not in the space of being hasteful, just taking the time to rest. Time is very fluid. Time is a milestone that kind of lets us know where we need to, where we probably should be doing at a different space and time. But the energy of everything is what's more important than the time. The energy that we're currently in needs to be sustained. In the couple of weeks of as you go into this moon cycle here, this shadow side, maybe you will be getting some signs from spirit. Okay, like I said, you might be getting some synchronicities. You want to pay attention to what your angels and your spirit guides and your ancestors are kind of trying to relate to you. Take a step back. I'm telling you. Every time I have an inkling of something, I kind of second guess. I think most of us do. We try to make sure, is that what I'm feeling? Is what I'm feeling right? And then something will come right behind it and clarify it for you, validate it for you. And you'll be like, you know what? That's exactly what it is that I was feeling. And it boosts your confidence and your intuition, because you know that in and of yourself, it couldn't have came from nowhere but spirit. Okay. So we're going to talk about this release card here. The end of a phase, a spiritual transformation, cycles ending and beginning, time to move on. And when it says release, it's time to move past all that negative energy. Leave that crap behind. If you still can't own energy from 2018, I'm here to tell you that we need to let it go, because it's only stopping us from propelling us to where we need to go, okay? Being very calm, keeping myself calm. I'm pretty much a calm being, but when something gets to me, I'm a Taurus. My sun sign is a Taurus. When I get to a point, it's almost a point of no return. So it's almost like I'm very patient with people. I'm very patient. I'm probably not as patient with myself as I am with people. But when you get me there, the pain is going to be brung. And it doesn't have to be that way. Okay? By all means, speak your truth. Speak what it is. There's a card turned over. Yep, it is. Speak your truth. Let it be known what you feel, but just be careful in your delivery. I'm not saying in this season to just go in the shell, don't talk to nobody, let people run over you. No, I'm just saying that at all costs, You want to avoid confrontation because it will come. That conflict, um, that's just energetically in the air with other people, not necessarily you. It just may come to you, but just thank you. The other thing that I'm led to say is that just know that everything is about your growth. Everything that happens to you, everything that has happened to you, every unfortunate, as you could say, circumstance has happened to you, is for your personal growth. Okay, so we have the Seven of Cups here. It might be a lot of decisions need to be made right now. But like I said, be careful of the decisions you make. But it might be something or some type of action that you're supposed to do because you do have a lot of options here. I'm so sorry for this glare. Maybe that way. The Seven of Cups, there might be some type of procrastination or some kind of decision that you needed to make but haven't made because you just have so many courses of action. I would just say again, be careful, be really practice the law of acceptance. Allow the spirit, your guides, your angels to kind of show you the path to go if you are to make a decision. But you do have everything at your disposal. You have a lot of emotions going on right now. We want to use good emotional intelligence. We don't want to be overly emotional. We don't even want to make decisions out of our emotions because what our emotions, they sometimes fool us. You know, we could be okay today with that decision, but tomorrow we'll regret it, possibly. So, okay, what is going on with this world card, Spirit, where it talks about contentment and gratitude? It talks about infinite cycles. It talks about the path towards enlightenment. It has the infinity sign here, what lets you know to just go with the flow. Okay, the cycles of life are just going to come. Um, they just truly are. The world card, Spirit, what do we have for the world card? Be patient. Drink some more water. I'm trying to force hydrate. I think the heat has been drying. The heat in the house, the heater. I have a heater in my room because my room is kind of big and sometimes it gets cold in here. Here we are with the Knight of Cups. Again, being hasteful about an emotional decision. That is what we want to be cautious about. Being hasteful. Or maybe someone or a new love or your intuition might be getting enlightened. The path towards enlightenment was the world card, the definition of the world card. Oh, excuse me. So there might be new love entering into this season or preparation for a new love. But again, you want to release all of the old energy that you might have had in the past. You want to release all the old fears and hurts that you might have had before you go into this new cycle of love. Someone might be coming your way, or if you're already in a committed relationship, it might be going to the next level, the new phase. It might be springing into a new abundance within. Too many cards, Spirit. Okay. So the next thing we're talking about is the upcoming influences. We had the moon card here. And I'm hearing, and I'm seeing, I'm feeling is that this card, this psychic abilities might be best if you're going out into nature, if you're able to. Like today is a perfect day to go outside, walk my dog, but I feel like I need to rest more than anything. Like I'm about to lay back down after I finish this reading for real. I'm not feeling like doing anything now. I might go to the gym. I will go to the gym later on because I have rested. But yeah, you might want to go out into nature and feel what it is that nature is trying to show you or be with you about. So the upcoming influences with the moon, we have the King of Swords, okay? And the King of Swords is all about being at the top of communication, expressing yourself, being very, very communicate what your feelings are. Communication might be coming into you. It may be someone that's around you that's very vocal about what they feel, what they want, what they desire, or it might be you talking about what you feel, want, and desire. It's also a level of clarity there, cutting through the bull crap and getting to the meat of the matter. excuse me, a lot of truth and justice might be coming your way, as you are in the moon phase of looking at enhancing your psychic insights. You very well are getting more clarity about a certain direction, or just getting clear in yourself, getting clear about your actions, getting clear about what it is that you want out of life, being very, very clear. Okay. So we had in the best course of action in the lovers, when we talked about intimate relationships, weighing decisions carefully, good health. It's very important that we maintain good health always, but making sure, like I said, you might want to be going on a fast right about this time, or cutting back on something that you normally really, 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 really like, and sacrificing that for the sake of clarity, whether it be sugar, carbs, whatever. So two cards came out, and I feel the need to take those, and that's Judgment and the Ace of Cups. Okay, along with this Lover's card. So this Lover's card, you may have a contract or partnership, but this Cups is saying that there's a new insightful thing that's coming towards you, new insights. Like, basically, we talked about the psychic insights and the enhanced psychic ability. But they also call this the Holy Grail. You see the third eyes right there, that's opening up that third eye chakra there. So you will be getting some insights about something that may be a legal matter, a court procedure. Maybe you were done unjustly in a situation. But that is definitely the best course of action here, is that justice will be served in your favor. Okay, whatever that case may be, you might have a contractual agreement with someone that maybe had went left, and then in the midst of your meditation and in the midst of your prayer time and your alone time, you've sought clarity about something. Okay, because the influence right here in this third position is definitely the moon and the King of Swords. Okay, so with the moon bringing that psychic insight and the King of Swords bringing that clarity, you will decide the decision will be made in your favor. Okay, I feel that strongly. All right, the attitudes of others. This Three of Cups or Three of Water, the celebration. Might be a new birth of something. Someone's getting married. You'll find out some good, exciting news that will cause you to celebrate with your family, your friends, your co-workers, whatever the case may be. And that is exactly what you want to do. Again, you want to keep the very spirit of yourself very light this cycle and in the next coming weeks. Be very light. Don't try to go out and do too much of anything. If you do something, make sure it's something you enjoy. Okay, it brings you a lightheartedness. Okay. All right. Now, just to bring attention to what I've noticed, I see the Hermit and the Temperance card here. I'm going to put them back in the deck, but I just want to make mention of them because that is what Spirit had me to kind of like notice. And we talked about temperance and tolerance, and we talked about going within with the Moon card and the Magician here. Awesome sauce. So you are able to manifest what it is that you want. You have all of the resources at your disposal, all of the material assets. You have the spiritual assets. You have the logic of everything. You have all of it at your disposal. You have the clarity of everything. Brand new beginnings, and that goes along with the celebration. Okay, some of you might be celebrating a move or a transitional period that's going on, and that's you being a co-creator. That's you sitting still, seeing it before you see it. I used to say that all the time, and it just came back to me. You got to see it before you see it. If you want something to manifest, you have to visualize yourself already having obtained that thing. All right. Okay, and the possible obstacles, we talked about not being rushful and not being that Knight of Wands right now. Sudden events are going on all around you, but don't make any haste decisions. That is definitely what I feel like the theme of this reading is. Too many cards. But the Three of Wands came out. All right, you might be waiting for your ships to come in. You may be waiting for a new opportunity or creativity to come about. But right now, you're leaving what's behind you, and you're taking the one step that you do have, and you're moving on. And it don't have to be moving on physically right now. It could just be you're making plans to move on, but you're just waiting for this ship to come in. And this dove represents a purity of it all, a transitional period in it all. You see that this person doesn't look like he's really, really trying to go out into the water. He's just sitting there waiting for it to come to him. Okay, so that is a clarification for that Knight of Fire or that Knight of Wands. Don't have that fire energy right now in this season. It's not going to be timely for you. Okay, and then the final outcome. All right, I'm noticing the Sun, but I'm not to take it. That's the Justice card. Okay, I'm almost done here, guys. Then I'm going to pull a couple more of the Oracle cards, and we're going to be done. I'm sorry for this being a little long, but I had to stop in between. And I also wanted to make sure I took my time and not feeling like, oh, I got to get it done. For those of you that have time to watch it and it resonates with you, you'll watch the whole thing. For those of you that only have time to watch maybe the first couple minutes of it and what it is meant for you and the messages that are meant for you from Spirit, you'll get. I'm not going to be worried about how long my videos are because I really feel like there's some very insightful information here for us all. Now, a lot of cards came out. Well, not a lot. There were 3 cards. But this was the one that was faced up. And this is the 9 of Wands. So this person here looks like he has just left a tumultuous situation. He's tired, probably burnt out. But he's going to take this wand and he's going to move on. Much like this 3 of Wands here. He's going to take this wand. He's going to move on. It's time to move on. And just going back into considering before you act. Take this time here. This was under the High Priestess here. And the High Priestess read, listen to your intuition. Have patience. Consider carefully what you want before acting. To me, I'd be like, you know what? He's like, I got to take a knee. I've just come out of a situation that has really burnt me out. And I'm just needing to take a knee. I'm needing some relaxation time. I'm needing to take a rest. I'm needing to retreat. And this goes back into the Law of Attraction card that we pulled earlier. Relax, okay? I choose to relax and not to fill my mind with worry and create stress. Okay? This situation here looks like he has just come out of it, honey. He has taken the stakes of all the other things that have just been weighing on him. He's left them right there. He's going to take this one here. And now he's taking a knee. I don't know if I should answer that. All right, so that's that. Let's go into some Oracle. And then we're going to be done. All right, Spirit Guide, Angels, Ancestors, thank you so much for the messages that you have given us thus far. To give us direction and purpose, to give us clarity about what's to come. Thank you for being our protection, our guidance, our compass, to lead us to our highest good in all that we do. Thank you so much. 2 cards. Meditation and signs. Remember we talked about the synchronicity in meditation. 1 more card, Spirit. Thank you so much. Those will bring about clear signs. Your angels will speak to you through signs, through synchronicity, through your meditation period. In all directions, you're guided, gently guided. And balance, okay? The whole purpose of all of that is to create balance for ourselves. And meditation brings about balance. So that's awesome. Let's get a couple of these here. Oh, I just realized. Babe. Okay, let's get a couple cards here that just popped out. Face your financial fears. Okay. This reads, when you are honest with yourself about fears of success or failure, they can no longer control you. Be free of hidden fears by exposing them to the light of awareness, and you'll realize that you, in fact, have nothing to fear, and that every successful person has struggled with the release these self-doubts. So that is your angels talking to you. And then let go of guilt. Okay. Talk about self-doubt and guilt. When you allow your light or to shine brightly. You inspire others. Forgive yourself for what you think you've done or not done, and trust that God loves you unconditionally for who you are. Learn to grow from past mistakes instead of berating yourself of them. And fear and guilt, those are some crippling energies there. We definitely want to make sure that we are not perpetuating those energies. Attracting, not chasing. Anything or anyone you chase after will run the other way because of the fears underlying chasing energy. Instead, attract what you need by sending out love, gratitude, and welcoming energy. Beautiful. All right, we're going to do a couple more cards, and then I'm going to get up out of here. I'm hungry. Just order me some good old pad thai. Discipline is our master teacher. Some of you may be going back to school. Some of you might be taking up a different work study, or maybe a new job that you have to kind of learn the new ropes about. Maybe in business, maybe being disciplined in your business affairs. Okay, some of you might be starting a business, but you're trying to get all their nope, too many cards, Spirit. You might be trying to get all there is to know, all the intricate details, so that you can have a good foresight about going into whether it be a partnership or anything like that. Leadership, I love it. Okay, you are being a leader in your own right, and if you're a business person, you definitely are a leader in your own right, because you have to know how to lead. You have to have those leadership attributes and characteristics, and able to make things work in your favor, to make things go fluid, because there is no possible way that you can do everything in your business. Okay, no possible way. All right. Oh, okay. Heavenly signs again. We got that before. Making sure you're looking at the signs, that synchronicities that Spirit is giving you. And then parental care. Maybe involving a child or a parent that you have to take care of. Some of us have elderly parents that we have to make decisions about. Or maybe there is a parent that's passed over to the other side that's trying to give you signs. All of those are very much possible. If you're going through a difficult situation, know that this is the end of the era. But remember the energy that we're in right now. Okay? The outcome can be what you want it to be. All right, loves. I am going to get up out of here. I think this has been an awesome reading. I think it's been an awesome message for us, and for those of us that might be a little bit antsy about something going on right now in our life. But Spirit's overall message, I feel like, is to relax, relate, release in this cycle, especially with the retrograde coming. Be very cognizant of the energy that you always have. Make sure that we're not burning any bridges by things that we say. Make sure we're not snapping at anybody. Make sure that we are very patient. Make sure we're leaving on our commutes early enough that it will not cause us to be feeling like we're always in a rush. All right, all of those things. All right, so I love you all, and ashe, ashe, ashe.